Here is the second part of a three-part series of model railway layouts at the International N-Gauge Show, which took place at the Warwickshire Event Centre in September 2019. If this is your first time to the Heritage and Model Rail channel and you're interested in model railways, start now by subscribing and clicking the bell icon so you don't miss anything. This N-Gauge layout is Cucknoe, exhibited by John Boot. Cucknoe depicts a fictitious cross-country route located somewhere in rural Northamptonshire circa 1960. Inspiration for the layout was drawn from lines such as the former Kettering to Huntingdon branch. Both London Midland and Eastern Region locomotives and stock are operated on the layout as befits a cross-country route. Track is Pico Code 80, with buildings being a mixture of scratch build and Metcalfe kits. The goods shed is a Metcalfe kit with a new roof provided by a serial packet. The station is a combination of two kits. Control is analog DC with Gauge Master. Stock is a combination of Graham Farish, Bachmann and Pico. My thanks to John for the information. This N-Gauge layout is Annston and was exhibited by Martin Sharrock. Annston was once a busy cross-country route, but became a terminus following the beaching cuts. A basic passenger service continued to operate, with freight serving a cement works and local collieries. Since the 1990s, passenger and freight traffic have started to increase. The layout is 14 foot long across 3.5 boards. The buildings are a mixture of Kestrel and Metcalfe kits. Track is Pico, digitally controlled by Sigma-Track. Stock is a mixture of Dapol, Bachmann and Fleischmann, with some locomotives fitted with Dapol Super Creep motors. My thanks to Martin for the information. This N-Gauge layout is Little Alla Junction, exhibited by Chris Morris. This layout is a caricature of the real Alla Junction due to space restrictions. That is why it's called Little Alla Junction. The real junction is west of Newton Abbot. It is where quadruple track splits into two double tracks, one for Torbay and one for Plymouth and Cornwall. There are 8 possible routes through the junction and 8 storage yards at the back of the layout. The control panel has 8 push buttons, one for each storage road. Pressing the button for the required storage yard automatically sets the points through the junction to return the train to the same storage yard as it left. 3 storage yards are split into 2, so there are 11 trains stored. Control is analog DC. Trees are by Woodland Scenics. Stock is a mixture of Graham Farish, Dapol with Pico wagon kits. My thanks to Chris for the information. This N-Gauge layout is Hookhills Viaduct, exhibited by Chris White. The layout depicts a small part of the single track line between Goodrington Sands and Churston on the branch from Newton Abbot to Kingswear. This is a small snapshot of the services which were seen on the line in the period of late 1961 and early 1962, during the transition from steam to diesel. The coaching stock is a mixture of British Rail Mark 1s, Hawksworth, Collet, Stanier and Gresley designs, running in the liveries used by the railways in this period. This N-Gauge layout is Millfield Depot, exhibited by Pauline McKenna. Millfield Depot is a small diesel depot set in the BR Blue period 1977 to 1980. Control is DCC using NCE power cab. Sound-fitted locos like the Class 40 are used where available. although a few non-sound locos are used as well. Buildings are by Bachmann and stock is by Bachmann and Dapol. My thanks to Pauline for the information. Here you can view the N-gauge layout Marx Engels Platz, exhibited by Bill Roberts. The layout represents an S-Bahn station in former East Berlin and is set in the spring of 1990, just after the fall of the Berlin Wall. As well as commuter trains on the S-Bahn, the layout features interzonal trains moving across the island, which was West Berlin. The layout is 20 feet long and consists of 4 4 feet by 2 feet boards and 2 2 feet by 2 feet boards. Main layout buildings are all scratch built, with the buildings on the back scene being constructed from kits. Control is analog DC. Stock is a mixture of Fleischmann and Trix. My thanks to Bill for supplying the information. This N-gauge layout is Mohawk Loops, exhibited by Peter Brackenbury. Mohawk Loops is an imaginary line in the foothills of the Rockies, west of Denver and Cheyenne. It depicts present-day operations on a typical US set of passing loops on a single transcontinental main line. A variety of freight and passenger trains can be seen. The layout is 20 feet 6 inches by 2 foot 6 inches across 5 boards and took a year to make. All buildings are scratch built with rolling stock from Cato and Atlas. My thanks to Peter for the information. This N-gauge layout is Blue is the Colour, exhibited by Norman Jones. Blue is the Colour is set in the mid-70s to early 80s. This layout portrays a secondary main line incorporating a branch line junction station and river crossing. The feel of the landscape is akin to the Welsh Mountains, complete with a local brewery on the banks of the river. The layout is 8 feet by 2 foot 6. Buildings are kits that have been repainted on the roofs using a white base finished off with a grey wash. Track is weathered Pico. Control is analog, but locos have been fitted with a sound chip. Stock is Graham Farish and Bachmann that have been weathered. My thanks to Norman for the information. Here you can view the N-gauge layout Letherbridge, exhibited by Adrian Brimble. Letherbridge started out as a test track for Adrian's first foray into N-gauge. As time progressed, he decided to add scenery to the board. His wife enjoyed watching the BBC drama Dockers, which is set in the fictional town of Letherbridge, hence the name of the layout. The layout covers one 4 foot by 3 foot board. Track is Pico Code 80. Buildings are kit built and control is analog DC. My thanks to Adrian for the information. This N-gauge layout is Branksdowne Junction, exhibited by Steve and Matt Knight. Branksdowne Junction is set in northwest England on a tributary of the West Coast Main Line. Features fully wide catenary working 4-aspect signalling and a good variety of freight and passenger workings to be seen in the northwest. High levels of scenic detail can be seen in this father and son built layout. Buildings are a mixture of Bachmann and Hornby, but scratch built power gantries. Control is DC using Gauge Master. There are also 30 Triang Hornby point levers. My thanks to Steve and Matt for providing all the information. This N-gauge layout is Brook Lane, exhibited by Paul Butler. Brook Lane is a Midlands depot under control of Trainload Coal, serving the local coalfields and Trent Valley power stations using mainly corporate grey or older rail freight liveries. Other locos come off the adjacent yard, which sees a variety of traffic for local trip workings, permanent way or wagon repair. The layout covers 2 boards plus a little bit extra. Buildings are a mixture of scratch build and kits. Track is Pico code 55 and control is analog DC. Stock is a mixture of Graham Farish and Dapol. My thanks to Paul for the information. Here you can view the N-gauge layout Loch Tat, exhibited by Adrian Lambourne. Loch Tat is a layout based on the Loch Carron area of the West Highlands of Scotland, depicting the splendour of Scottish scenery. The architecture and buildings are typical for a line built by the North British Railway and distillery. The layout is 16 feet by 8 feet, with buildings that are a mixture of scratch build and kits. Some of the trees are made using lost wax casting. Control is analog DC and stock is a mixture of Graham Farish, Bachmann and Dapol. My thanks to Adrian for the information. I have other model railway exhibition videos that you will like. Why not check them out? Don't forget to subscribe, like and comment on any of the content. See you soon.